All right, happy Sunday. I don't know how we got here, y'all, but it's the 28th of December. And you guys will not be shocked at this at all. If this is one of your first Zooms, I'm highly emotional about this. And end of the year, I don't think that I've ever really been one ever that's done like New Year's resolutions, not because I don't believe in them. I love a good start. Like I got my new planner out and I have it over on my table. So at some point I'm going to get up and show it to you because I am a firm believer. We have to have planners. You have to be able to work through some stuff. But I've never been one that's like a New Year's resolution, January 1st, like New Year, let's go. However, I am a really big believer in just wiping it clean and starting fresh. And so that's why I do love January 1st for so many of us. But I don't want you to wait until January 1st. And so that's what I wanted to use tonight for is just coming together. We're going to do a couple of little switches on our team. We've tried some things in the last couple of months with calls and some different things that we've been doing, and some of the leaders on our team really came together and thought through what is the most important things, what we really want to highlight for our team and the community and the culture that we want to lead with into January. And so I want to leave you guys with a couple of tips as you're rounding out the last 4 days of this year and where we're going to go in 2026 with our team. And so, if you guys want to write these things down, you're not going to be able to reflect on them here in the next 15 minutes in the way that I really want you to reflect on them. But what I love the most about this journey is that it is yours, right? Nobody can come and make you take your products, right? How many of y'all have somebody that's joined you, or maybe you've even been here before, and they're like, but I really want the extra energy, or I really want to lose weight, or my stomach, I really want to feel better, or I want my skin to clear up, or I want to get rid of my migraines. And then you're like, well, did you take your pink drink? And they're like, no, it's too hard. And you're like, bah! Anybody else ever feel like that? It's just like, come on, just do the products. And Nikki's like, yeah, I've got dozens of them, right? Y'all, real straight talk. That's how sometimes I feel with you guys and your businesses because you're like, I really want this. I really want to make $1,000 a month. I really want to make $2,000 a month. I want to be able to make this my full-time income. I want, or these are my goals and these are my dreams and these are my wishes. And then I'm like, well, who did you message today? And did you put up a post? And did you write down your goals? And did you share it with anybody? And did you have your shareholders? And you're like, no, but life got really busy. Anybody ever feel like that? It's just like I see y'all. And I know because I've been there. I've been doing this for 10 years, you guys. 10 years. I've had so many ebbs and flows in this business. I've had so many times where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And I keep always coming back to some of these things that I'm going to share with you guys tonight because the only way, the only way that you can fail at this business and at this opportunity is if you don't go all in. And all in is going to look very different for every single one of us in the next 4 days, in the next 4 months, in the next 4 years. But what I don't want for any one of you, how many of you guys, myself included, are ending 2025 where you want to be? I am not. I am not anywhere close to where I thought I would be at the end of this year. And I don't know about y'all, but drop a one in the comments if a year from now and we're on this Zoom, do you want to be in the same space? Or drop a one in the comments if you want to be someplace completely different. For me, it's like one, 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 one. Not because I am unhappy with my life. I love my life. You can absolutely love where you're at and still want more. You can absolutely love what you're doing. You can love your 9 to 5 and still want more. There's nothing wrong with that. And what I want to do on this team is to help people see that it is okay to be in a space where it's not being ungrateful. It's not being unappreciative of where you're at. But if you want more time, if you want less stress, if you want more money in your bank account, those things are not bad things. Because when you have more, you can do more. And I am a firm believer in that. But what you cannot keep doing is having these like ebbs and flows where you're like, oh, but life got really busy and so I backed off. Because again, the only way that you fail in this is when you start and stop and start and stop. And that's one of the biggest blessings in this because you are your own boss. But when you start and stop and start and stop, and you have like a gung ho and 4 days at the end of the month where you're like, I'm going to do all the things, I'm going to send all the messages. And then you have 3 weeks where you're not showing up in team chats, you're not present in the page, you're messaging nobody. It cannot work like that. Full disclosure, right? You would not expect to take your products for a week and then not take them for 3 weeks and have your products work, right? It would sound really silly. But some of y'all are thinking that that's going to work for the business. And so I want you to just be really honest with yourself tonight. Going forward, where do you want to be and are you committed? Are you committed to yourself? Are you committed to your goals and to your dreams? And again, y'all, I'm never here ever, and y'all know my heart in this, to say, hey, you've got to work 72 hours out of every 24, right? But you do have to do a couple of things. And so here are the tips when I just sit down. I didn't want to make a slideshow tonight. I don't want to come at you. I don't want to preach at you. I don't want to like give you guys false motivation where it's like hype, hype, hype. And then tomorrow morning you wake up and you're like, I don't know. I need some more motivation because motivation does not stick around. Consistency will trump motivation every single day of the week. And doing the things that you don't feel like doing is how you're going to get there. Like, I do not love every single aspect of the Plexus business. I hardcore worry about what people think about me. It's just who I am. And when I started really realizing, like, you know what? I'm going to send a message and then I'm going to worry about it for a little bit. Like, what if they think that I'm being salesy? Or what if they think that I'm only messaging them to have them buy something from me? Well, guess what? I am. Like, I am messaging for somebody to buy something from me. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's you, own who you are and know that that's got to be part of this, right? Or what if they block me? Chelsea, yes, drop it. Drop in the comments right now, Chelsea. I love that you said that. What are your fears surrounding this business? Because people are going to block you, y'all. They are. I've had some people say some really crap things to me and block me. One of them actually just rejoined me yesterday, and it's the best, right? What if they tell me off? People scare me. I get it. Yes, amen. It is scary sometimes. But here, what if you fail people? Wendy, I love the talks that Wendy and I have about this. It's true, right? Like, what if you don't help somebody with the products? Or what if somebody joins you in the business and then they fall off? Y'all, you cannot do it for people. Or guess what? Every single one of you on this call would be a diamond right now. Because I would love to do it for people. But I can't do it for you the same way that you can't do things for other people. The fears that you have in this opportunity, in this business, y'all, the fears that you have of like, man, what if I do this? Do I really want to? Do I want to post on social media? Do I want to be that girl? Those things are very real. And you have to own it because here's the thing that's even scarier for me, and I will get emotional about this. What if I don't tell somebody or I don't put up a post and that person is waiting like Baker? I mean, I was terrified. Every time I messaged her when she first started, I'm like, but I love her. I don't want her to be mad at me. I don't want her to think this about me. But what happens if she was still laying in a dark room right now with a migraine that lasted for 3 weeks? Because I was too scared to reach out to her because I was worried what she was going to think about me. Because y'all, at the end of the day, that's a really selfish thought, right? And that's the bottom line. What if one of my kids came to me right now and they're like, hey, mom, I want to play college soccer and I really need to join this travel team, and we didn't have the money to do it, and I had to tell them no. That's a deeper fear for me than somebody blocking me on social media or me putting up a post. Because this life is really freaking short, y'all. And I want to live it. Like I would 1,000 times over rather live it with y'all and get on a Zoom together and talk through our fears and talk through our goals and talk through the things that we want out of life. Now I'm getting hot because I'm getting worked up. I would so much rather be surrounded by people like this than somebody that's going to block me on social media. Because here's what I know that I know that I know. I would not go to those people for advice, right? I would go to y'all for advice. I would go for the people that are like-minded. I read a quote today, a couple of them actually, and one of them said, and I'm going to just paraphrase this, that more goals and dreams are blocked because you take advice from people that are close to you rather than taking advice from the people that are where you want to be. And how many of us do that, right? We take advice from the people that are close to us that don't necessarily want bad things for us, but when we start doing more, it highlights their lack and they want to keep us small. Over and over and over again. And most of us are from small towns, and that is even more prevalent in small towns. So here's what I want you guys to do over the next couple of days. Number one, write it down. Where do you want to be? And I want you to get really specific about this, guys. This is not like, oh, I want to be ruby. I want to be a diamond. Because in the grand scheme of things, like, do I love being a diamond? Yeah. Does that mean anything to the outside world? Not a thing, right? Like me having the title of diamond to me means a lot because I know what it's like to get there. I know what it means for my family. But it is not the title that means a dang thing at the end of the day. So if you want to be, if you've been here for a while and you know what ranks are, I want you to go so much deeper than that. I want $1,000 a month. I want $5,000 a month. I want to only have to work 2 days a week so that I can be with my kids the other 5. I want to be able to build a cabin in the woods. I want to be able to buy land. What does it mean for you? Because on your hard days, if you don't know what you're working for, you will quit. When somebody blocks you, when you put up a post and somebody's negative, when you get 3 likes instead of 300 likes, you will quit if you don't know why you're working. And if it's just this like thought in your mind and it's not written down and verbalized, it's not real. There is so much to be said about taking your thoughts and putting them pen to paper, and even more so about talking about it. And we're going to do that on one of our Zooms coming up. Like debt free, Jen, that just popped up on here. I love that you said that. What does that mean? Right? When you're not paying bills, what do you have the extra for? You have to write it down and you have to put a number to it. So debt free, how much do I need every single month to not just pay my bills this month, but to be able to pay off where I want to be? Get really, really specific about this. And y'all, I'm not going to dive into this fully right now, but if you are somebody that hates talking about money, message me, because in no fault of my parents, I just grew up very conservative in a very conservative Christian household, and we did not talk about money for lots of different reasons. My parents owned a business. It was just small town, like you did not talk about it. And so when I started this opportunity, y'all that have been here for a while, I'm like, I don't know how to talk about the business. I feel real weird talking about money with people because you just shouldn't talk about that stuff. And so it's not that you have to start boasting about it or bragging about it. That's not it at all. But you do have to put a number to it so that you know what you're working for. Because if I know that you want to make $1,000 a month, I know that you've got to have like 30, 40, 50 people on your team that are ordering every single month. That's not you personally. That's you and your team collectively. But we've got to know what we're working for, right? If you're just like, oh, someday I want to be silver. Well, okay. But then that someday is way out there. So when you have the choice at night to watch TV with your husband or to work, you're going to pick choosing to watch TV, right? Because that goal is not a deadline. So we're going to write it down, we're going to put a number to it, and we're going to put a deadline to it. If you want $5,000 a month by the summer, for a lot of us, that means that we've got to get to work, right? $5,000 a month in 6 months can absolutely happen, but there has to be timelines to it. That means we need to be gold by the end of January. We need to be ruby going into like March, beginning of April, right? Like we will help you map that stuff, but you have to know where you want to be. Here's the next thing. So you're going to write it down. I want you to put a number to it and I want you to put a timeline to it. Next thing, you have to have shareholders, y'all. You are going to have people in your life that are super negative about this because they don't understand it. Maybe that's somebody that's really close to you. Maybe that's a spouse. Maybe that's a mom or a dad. Maybe that's a sibling. Maybe that's somebody that's on social media that just needs to be blocked. I have no idea who that is for you, but you have to have somebody that's pushing you and helping you. We were at Christmas tonight. It's a Sunday night. This was already scheduled. I know every single Monday night at 8:30, when the leaders were talking through this, Wendy was like, Monday night at 8:30, we've done it for 10 years. I know everybody knows that Monday nights at 8:30, this is where I need to be. I'm going to go through a schedule with you guys. You have to be willing to show up. If your teams are going to show up for things, if your customers are going to show up for things, you have to be here too. Okay. Now, are there some times where you're going to miss? Yeah, that's the beauty of this business. But you have to be willing to show up. And so tonight, when the rest of our family is still down at my mother-in-law's, and I was like, hey, I've got a meeting, I've got to go. Nobody said a thing because they know what this does for our family and what this means to me because they're my shareholders. You have to have the people in your world. And again, you're going to have some negative. So maybe that's somebody on our team that you talk things through with. We have to have shareholders. So writing it down, putting a number and a timeline, and your shareholders. Here's the big one. Quit quitting. Write it down. Quit quitting, y'all. Right? It sounds so silly, but like we have to. And I get it, but some of y'all, I love you so much. Every other day or every other week or every other month when you jump in, you're like, but my life got crazy. It's going to keep getting crazy. And I don't say it to step on, actually, I do say it to step on your toes. Because if you, Jen, I love you, right? Like life is great, every single one of us. I love that you're just like, that's me. I think that this is everybody, Mandy, right? Like I could put my hands up too. Y'all, if you could see my desk right now, I like my goals and my dreams when they like come out of my mouth, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to map this. And then the next day comes, I'm already looking at my schedule for tomorrow and my girls' tournament. And I just told Baker before I hopped on, my alarm is already set for 5 a.m. tomorrow. Because I cannot say that I have these goals and these dreams and then just go do whatever I want and expect them to happen. If I want both, I have to be willing to show up for both. I read another quote today. It's not your 9 to 5 that's stopping you. It's what you're doing in your 5 to 9, right? Y'all don't need hours and hours and hours and hours a day to work your Plexus business. You probably need about an hour. And that does not include doom scrolling or pretending that you're watching reels so that someday you could make them. You have to quit quitting. That's the biggest thing. Because what it does for our brains when you do these micro commitments and you don't follow through with them, it keeps telling there's so much science behind this, but it basically keeps telling our brain that we're not worth it and that we can't do it. And so you have to stop quitting on yourself. If you had a friend that you were always asking to go do something, I actually thought about this in a group chat Wendy and I are in. Wendy popped in today. I was not planning on sharing this, but she was like, I think we're going to go for a hike. Anybody that knows me, I hate hiking in general. I also hate hiking when it's like -degrees. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't think I want to do this. But if I don't make the commitment and show up for myself, like my body is always going to hate the cold and hate hiking, right? And so we have to stop doing these like little micro commitments that we keep breaking over and over again. Because if every single time Wendy's like, hey, let's go for a hike, she probably already feels like that. Like, I'm not going to ask Brie. I know she's not going to go. Your brain knows that you're going to set this goal and you're not going to do it. So you're not committed to it. You have to stop quitting on yourself. Because then when you do set a goal, it's like, ooh, but I'm not really going to do it anyway. So what's the point? That's why it's so important. Write it down, set a number to it, and set a timeline to it. And then you have to have shareholders that know. Because when Jen comes to me and she's like, hey, I want to be gold, I want to be senior gold, I want to be making $5,000 a month. And I'm like, okay, how much are you willing to commit? And she's like, maybe an hour every 2 weeks. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, but no, it can't work that way, right? Because it can't happen in that timeline. So we've got to adjust stuff. Okay. Last thing. We all have people on our team. We all have people that have messaged us, and we are wanting to drag them along with us. It is the hardest thing sometimes to let stuff go, to let people go, and to rebuild. And some of y'all are in a rebuilding phase, and it sucks. There's no other way to put it. Some of you are rebuilding personally right now because you're telling yourself that it can't happen and you've quit and you're going through things. Jen, I know you're there right now, and I'm so proud of your digging because tonight you have to decide. And tomorrow night, you have to decide. And 6 months from now, you have to decide. But you cannot keep dragging people because it's always going to be an uphill battle. And energies attract. If your energy is always lacking because you're going down to meet the energy of people that you're trying to drag, you cannot match the high energy people that you want to bring in. It can't work both ways. I am not saying you don't love on everybody. You do. You still message them, you still encourage them. But you have to be willing to go out and message new people. If I said right now, and y'all have heard me say this, if I said right now, go and invite 10 new people, do you have 10 new people to invite? Or are you messaging the same 10 people that you've been messaging for the last 5 years? There always has to be something that's there that's exciting for you and that you're messaging people with. Okay, here's what we're going to do in the new year. And I know I have just a couple of minutes left. So those things before I move on to this, I really want, and I'm not just going to say this, and I'm not going to drag and I'm not going to beg. So if you're on here, I want you to think about those things over the next 24 to 48 hours. And I want you to either personally send them to me or to your upline or to both. What is it that you want out of 2026? You personally. First things when you sit down that come into your mind, what do you want for this year with your health, with your finances, with your family, with your team? And then when you think about it, what's holding you back from that? Is it a time commitment? Is it a scarcity thing? Is it a fear? Because if we don't know why we're doing something, but also why not, we're going to stay in the same stuck pattern over and over again. And you have to break out of that if you want your goals and your dreams to happen. Okay. You take a sip of my Restore quick. Here's what's going to happen in the new year. When we talked about the things that we are missing the most on our team, one of the things that we're missing the most is what we used to do. Some of y'all are a little bit newer to this. Monday night at 8:30, up until a couple of months ago, was always just our team community Zoom. It was like this, people talking, training, some inspiration, just us getting together and talking about stuff. And then we added in our own team meet Plexus. And so we just swapped that into Monday nights and then put our Sunday nights in as the new VIP training. Right now with my schedule, I can guarantee that I can be home on Sunday nights and Monday nights. And I want times when I am absolutely fully committed to y'all. And so when we thought about those 2 nights and the way that it would work in schedules, what we are going to do Sunday nights at 8:30 is going to be our team Zoom time. So just like this, it's for builders, it's for people that just want to hang out and be together, it's for inspiration, it's for community. We'll do some different prep work for the week. This is what's happening. These are new specials, whatever is going to happen for our week, and just kind of come together and map. Because I don't know about y'all, but I use Sundays for that. Just thinking through what the week is going to be like, what we have going on, if we've got meetings and specials and any of that stuff. So Sunday night at 8:30 for 15 or 20 minutes. It will not always be 30 minutes long. Monday nights at 8:30 will always be a Meet Plexus. We're going to do this for January, February, and March, and stick with it and see how it works. Monday nights at 8:30 are our Meet Plexus. That is for you to invite anyone to, so that you always have somebody. So if somebody comes to Jillian and they're like, hey, what's Plexus? And you go through the system and you talk to them about it, but they don't really fully order, you're like, hey, Monday nights at 8:30, I would love for you to jump on. I don't know what the giveaway will be yet. We'll do something. Maybe it'll be like a grocery cash giveaway. So I will work all of that out so that they have an incentive to come on. Anybody that's new that jumps on will get entered into that giveaway. That will be every single Monday night at 8:30. We'll go through the products, we'll go through the opportunity. So you always have something to invite people to. The new VIP calls. So what we were doing on Sunday nights, where we would invite people in and they would just like, hey, this is your account. They've already ordered. This is your account. This is what you get. That we're not going to do on an actual call anymore. That will be a pinned post in our team page. It will be in the featured section where the video is now that y'all tag people into. I'm going to do a new video. It will be up this week. Every Sunday, I am going to put that post up again and start a new post. Because throughout the week, anybody that joins our team will get tagged in that post. So when Jen adds a new VIP, she's going to go and tag her new VIP in our team page. She'll add them to the page, tag them in that team post. And when Jen's new VIP watches that short video and comments with their top takeaway, they'll get entered into the giveaway for the week. Okay? So it will go from Sunday to Sunday, basically. Like Sunday night, I'll put up a new one when we do our team call. It will just be part of our routine. I'll do the giveaway every single Sunday, and it will kickstart our week. So that we have that new VIP call, but it's just in our team page. Everybody can get added to it. They'll watch it, they'll comment, they'll get added into the giveaway. Does that make sense to everybody? So you won't necessarily be inviting. I think that where our team is and our team size, drop in the comments your takeaway from that. What do you like about that? What do you not like about that? What questions do you have about that? I think right now with our team size, that is something that will probably work a little bit better, just so that people don't feel pressured to get on a call. Our team page, great question, Mon. Our team page is the Freedom Collective. So anybody that joins our team, every single person that is a VIP on your team should be in the Freedom Collective, so that they're seeing posts, they're seeing the team. And that's what I'm really hoping for out of this, that will be a way to bring people into that, so that you can say, hey, I'm adding you to our team page. I'm going to tag you in this. It's a video, watch it. It's going to be a giveaway at the end of the week. We're giving away X. Sometimes I might change it up. Sometimes it's going to be cash. You'll always know what it is because it will be the first post in there. And in that, I will say, hey, if you have friends or family or anybody else that's going to be interested, we have a call every single Monday night. Okay. So now we're going to have our team. Like, I've missed this time with y'all. Just being able to get together, talk about things, map things out. We'll do some training, because there's so much coming. And here's what I'm going to end with. If you have had any doubts that Plexus is the place to be, that it is the time to run, we have two new products coming in the first quarter, one of them launching at Super Saturday. It's huge. Like, I don't know how they keep getting better, but things that we've been asking for, um, it's a big deal, especially in our space. And it's bringing us into a whole different realm again. It's not to deal with skincare. It's not another product in our skincare line. Um, but it's a big deal. And so and it will bring in a new clientele, if that makes sense. Like, we'll be able to reach out to a different group of people with this, with the first one that's coming on Super Saturday. And then the other one that's coming, same thing. So I know that that seems like a huge carrot that I'm dangling for y'all, and I'm not fully doing it on purpose, but you don't want to be behind on this. Like, what you do now, and the first part, we're gonna find out on January 1st. For those of you that have been here, they're launching the convention contest. Convention is in Ohio this year in June. For so many of us, that's drivable. That is something that you should be at 1000%. But convention contest is going to start January 1st. It's always retroactive to the things that you're doing now with retention and all of the things. And then Super Saturday is on January 10th. If you can get to a location for that, we're going to be in Harrisburg. Get to the location for that. There's going to be tons of extra training for the new product that's coming. But the stuff that's coming is big. And what you do now, the way that you post, the way that you show up, those things are really going to matter because people are going to be watching. And I don't want any one of you to be like, oh, I wish I could go back and I wish I could post, or I wish I could message, or I wish I would have been on that train. Okay. Okay. It's 9 o'clock. I love y'all. Write it down, put a number to it, and then decide. Don't just like dip your toe in, y'all. I love that in this opportunity we can do that if we want to, but I know that you're not showing up for a Zoom because you just want a little bit. Like, you're showing up because it's something that you want more of. And the only person that can do it, we have every single thing. We've got the trainings, we've got the schedules, we've got the videos, we've got the systems. The only person that can decide is you. All right. I love y'all. Hop over into our team chat. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling about this setup, and we'll continue the conversation there. I love y'all. Happy Sunday.